Today's sponsor is brought to you by Epidemic Sounds. They have awesome music across the board. They focus on copyright-free music. There will be a referral link down below if you want to go check them out. Y'all can get a free 30-day subscription on us, guys. So make sure you go check them out. They have awesome stuff. Today's sponsor is brought to you by Ray's Energy Drinks. I personally use them. They're awesome. They give you no crash, and they're all natural ingredients. If y'all wanted to, y'all can use code iFlames in their store and get 15% off on all of their products across the board. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Mind Talks. We have an awesome guest over here, Andrew, aka Vix from Twitch and all that stuff. We all in a circle, community together and all that stuff. And yeah, he got some awesome stories, and we wanted to get up on here to tell him his never quit story. And here we are, guys, with another episode. Apologize that we didn't do a last episode, just didn't get a guest and all that stuff rounded up, and plus kind of gave us a little break and all that stuff to get some stuff worked out and everything. And fucking words. Yeah, but we're back this time, and hope you all enjoyed this episode. I think it's gonna be a good one, guys. I think it's going to be a good one. What you think, Peace Stroke?
Oh yeah, I'm super excited. Welcome in, Vix. I guess we should say Vixer 09.
Yeah.
That way, full Twitch channel shout out.
Yes, there you go.
Or Andrew, it's weird calling you Andrew. Super excited to have you in, man. We've been talking about it since we started talking about the podcast, about being able to get you on here with us and hear your awesome stories, and definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's definitely exciting. Something that I wanted to do, like you said before, just be on the podcast and just talk about like my experiences, because from what you see, you don't see a lot of people. How can I put it? Civilians aspect of the military. So I've seen both, from being in the military and being a civilian looking at soldiers and perceiving how they are. So I know both sides of that. For those of you that don't know, was 6 years U.S. Army military intelligence. So I've seen a lot of things, and I'll try to keep it as unclassified as possible, if that's the easiest way for me to say it, just so that way, for everyone's purposes and security reasons.
Yeah, don't say anything that'll jeopardize yourself, for sure.
Exactly.
And if we have to, I'll cut this part out. If we have to, we can edit out any names or like that for you.
Yeah.
So where should we start?
We can start whatever, man. In case you didn't know my name's Aaron. So everyone knows my flames, but yeah, my name's Aaron. So but if you want to just go ahead and jump into your story, or we can chit chat a little bit. Doesn't matter to me, man. You want to get a little more comfortable with us, or it's up to you.
I think I got it. Let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
So June 1st is when I graduated high school. June 1st, 2014. July 1st of 2014 is when I left for basic. So I literally came in, graduated high school, and then immediately right out of the military. I knew where I was. I wasn't really going to be going anywhere. So I wanted to find something that would make me better.
Right.
So my decision at that point was get out of where I'm at, go there, do whatever I got to do. So I joined the military. And it wasn't trying to find the right word.
Wasn't the experience you're looking for.
Right. And I didn't know that until later on, because you don't experience that through training and whatnot. But while I was in high school, I was in, the Army ROTC stuff. So I thought I knew a lot of things about the military that I just didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
And then you, of course, learn over time, because they break you down through that civilian mentality of, I'm going to do what I want when I want,
mm-hmm.
And I can quit my job whenever, to you're committed now. you're going to do what we tell you, and it's our way or you're gone.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to waste our time. And a lot of people don't see that. And I think that's kind of the mentality that needs to happen with people that are in the military. Like,
right.
So from there, it was challenging, right? So they started off with, breaking you down, breaking out of that civilian mentality, right. And then building you
getting
up.
ready for war and all that stuff. So they got to change your mindset for it.
So when I was in basic, we did literally everything under the sun. I'm talking throwing grenades. I got to throw 2 live grenades while I was in basic.
How was that?
Dude, that that was an experience. So the way they teach you is, and they teach you things from the beginning. So that wasn't until like our middle way through basic training, and our basic training was like 9 weeks long. But they teach you to hold 2 water cups. So you have to have 2 water cups while you're like in the, I guess, lunch line.
Yeah.
I guess easy terms, but through breakfast, lunch, and dinner, they give you 2 water cups. You have to have water with them. I mean, you can have like 1 milk and 1 water, but one has to be water because they always teach hydration. But they teach you to hold them just like this, and then to your chest, no matter where you're going. So if you're going to get more water, or if you're coming back to your seat, they have to be like this and to your chest.
Yeah.
And you don't understand why they do that until you get to the grenade range, because the grenade range, you have to have the spoon of the grenade to your chest on that thumb.
Okay.
And you hold them to your chest and you go all the way up there. So that's how they, build that into your head, because you're like, oh, it's like the cups.
Mm-hmm.
And you already know what you're doing.
Oh, that's interesting.
Didn't know that. Yeah, everything's got a purpose, I guess, from the get go. Everything that they do, except for something else down the road.
Right, and for me personally, I was like, this doesn't make sense. Why the fuck are we doing things like this?
This is fucking stupid. What the hell are we going on?
Yeah,
right. Until that thing kicked back, and then I thought back about it, and I was like, oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. But before they give you the live grenades to throw, you have what they call training grenades.
Okay.
They're not as loud, and they don't explode, but they have a little capsule that makes a quote unquote explosion. It's not near as loud. It doesn't really do much, but they teach you how to throw the grenade with like proper technique and whatnot, and then they also they just teach you not to like look at the grenade when you throw it,
right?
Because if you're looking, it's a chance to get shot. It's a chance to potentially injure yourself. And if you look at the grenade, they draw a giant L on your helmet. And it's not to shame anyone, it's to let other people know that you're a looker.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's for safety reasons.
Mm-hmm.
So they draw it on like with like chalk and whatnot.
Yeah.
To one, so it can easily wash out, and 2, just to let people know, like, hey, if we need to throw this person, we're gonna throw them.
Right.
Because we don't want them to get injured.
Yeah.
And thankfully we had no one like drop grenades or misthrow a grenade, because it has happened.
Yeah, I've seen videos of it.
And typically those people that are trained with throwing grenades are super fast.
Mm-hmm.
In their reaction. They know what they're doing and whatnot.
Right.
But holding 2 live grenades to my chest at that point, hearing the grenades go off, I was probably about middle of the way through. We had, I want to say, about 200 people in my basic, so it was probably about 100, 150
Yeah.
So waiting with those grenades just stapled here to my chest was like
nerve-wracking.
Oh, it's like these 2 grenades can kill me right now if I
hear your
up.
heartbeat go off.
Yeah. But I mean, those things were definitely an experience. Obviously, teaching you how to shoot from 300 meters with iron sights.
Yeah.
That was a fun experience. And to all those people that think they know everything about weapons or guns, in fact, unless you're using them continuously and you break them down,
yep,
you don't know shit about them.
Exactly.
And I'll get into that a little bit more because I used to be an armorer as well while I was in the military. Which meant I dealt with the maintenance and all that. But until you like physically break down a rifle,
right,
take everything,
see how it works and operates,
yeah, no one knows shit.
No,
so
no.
all those people they bothered the living shit out of me.
Yeah.
And that's not because like I know it's because they don't know. But it's the fact that you act like you do know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But graduated basic. I attended basic at Fort Sill, Oklahoma, which is, I want to say probably about 30, 40 miles roughly from the Texas border.
Okay.
And then from there, I went to my advanced training, which was in Fort Huachuca, Arizona, which is literally 10 minutes from the Mexico border. So if you climb too far on the mountain, because we had top secret clearances, because we were intelligence.
Yeah.
If you crossed a certain point in the mountain and came back, you were considered crossing lines illegally.
Oh shit!
You lost your security clearance and you got kicked out of the army.
Damn.
They took it seriously. So you had to be cognizant of where you crossed on the mountains because they have trails leading into Mexico. So you have to be careful.
Interesting.
So what did you go to training for? Can you talk about that?
Yeah. So my job in the Army was a geospatial intelligence imagery analyst. Basically, from a macro view, we did terrain analysis and stuff like that on the battlefield.
Can you say that title again?
Geospatial intelligence imagery analyst. I know it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot.
They're like, what do you do? Yeah, I think you're overqualified, dude.
Yeah. So, in other words, the Army likes to break stuff down. So, for us, it was called GeoInt.
Okay.
Just for everything. Basically, if you were good at geography and you knew how to read a map, this was the job for you.
Okay.
And turns out, one, I was really good at reading maps, and two, I have mixed feelings about this job, but I'll go more into that.
Okay.
So as an imagery analyst, from a macro view, like I said before, you take a look at large scale, battles, terrain movements, and battle tactics. But for like small scale, like let's say you're going through a village, someone's doing a raid of a certain compound, right?
Yeah. You
can look at best landing zones for helicopters, best drop zones for people that are doing airborne stuff. You can do primary ingress and egress routes, and even make a detailed image for the guys on the ground.
Okay.
To show them like where key points are and like visual stuff that they can use to landmark their ingress and egress routes. So
what's the egress? What does that mean?
Ingress is when you're coming in, and then egress is when you're leaving.
Okay.
So you don't want to have the way they taught us is you don't want to have the same ingress and egress route. So you don't want to come in one way and then leave that same way. You want to come in one way and then leave another way.
Okay.
So I went through 6 months of that. I went through learning how to identify certain vehicles, whether it was an M1A1 Abrams.
Oh yeah.
Or a Russian T-54, 55. Like, I know everything. I know how to identify if it's a tank, an APC, which is an armored personnel carrier. They're actually two completely different things. Everyone calls them a tank. It's not.
It's not a tank.
That had me fold.
I'll tell you what, the biggest difference is a giant turret.
Yep.
If it has a giant turret, it's a fucking tank. If it doesn't have a giant turret, but it has machine guns, which tanks do have machine guns, but if it only has machine guns, it's an APC, not a tank.
Yep.
Still has the big boomstick on it, though.
Sometimes.
It's usually not as big as the tanks, though.
Yeah, usually not.
Cannons.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah, and that's another thing is people don't know a lot of the civilians. They don't understand that, and they don't know that. So it's something that we have to teach. We have to show them how to differentiate between the two.
Right.
And then from there, I had two options. I could either graduate and wait and go on what's called a quick start, which they put me in a separate barracks away from all the trainees because I've already graduated, and send me on a deployment immediately out of training.
Yeah.
Or they could send me to my orders of Fort Stewart, Georgia. I chose Fort Stewart, Georgia, and this is where I fucked up. So this is where we all start to go downhill.
So if you got deployed, where would you have gone?
9 times out of 10, Afghanistan.
Okay. So when did you get in?
I got in July of 2014.
Okay.
So this is right around when ISIS was becoming a big thing and whatnot. So 9 times out of 10, it would have been either Afghanistan or Iraq, because those were the two hot areas during that time. And what a lot of people don't tell you is Al-Qaeda, still a thing.
Oh yeah, I know. I got military friends and all that shit.
Taliban, still a thing. It's just they're not doing as much, so the media doesn't report on them because they don't think it's that much of a threat.
It's not as entertaining.
Right. So like when you have a big group like ISIS, which is literally the same thing as the Taliban and Al-Qaeda, but under a new name, they think, oh, it's this big deal. No, it's really not.
They're all the same fucking groups, pretty much.
Yeah.
So I go on to Fort Stewart, Georgia. I'm thinking, awesome. This is home of the 3rd Infantry Division. I'm going to be deployed. I'm going to be doing all this, that, blah, blah, blah. I get to my unit after 10 days of reception, and they're like, yeah, we're already like halfway through our deployment right now.
Shit.
And they're on 1-year deployments. So that means they're a year out. They come back for a year of stability, and then they're out for another year.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, I was signed for a 3-year contract, and half of that they're already on deployment. So that means 6 months of nothing.
Fuck, dude.
And then another year of training. And then the next year there's an eligibility for deployment, but I'm on either a potential to re-up or get out.
Yeah.
So what happens in those 2 years is really important. And it was probably some of the worst times of my life.
Yeah, I could imagine.
I made some friends in my section and whatnot. But literally, when I say I did everything but my job, I literally did everything but my job. I was an armorer. I was an ammo and fuel handler. Yeah. So I took the ammo and all that to the ammo point where they counted up every single round. By the way, those guys are assholes. I hate every single one of them. Well, here's the thing. So let's say you open a box of rounds, right? So a box of rounds has probably about 800 rounds in them.
Yeah.
If you fire one round out of that box and don't mess with the box and bring it back to them, they have to pull every single box out, every single like little cartridge, and count each individual one.
Yeah.
Taking a potential, 2-hour job into an 8-hour job.
Jesus.
Because they're slow with it.
Yeah.
So I don't like those guys. And that has happened to me
before. You were doing something, right?
Yeah, I was sitting there waiting in 90-degree heat.
Oh, so you're waiting on them to do their fucking job so you can do yours.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Fuck. Damn.
Yeah, because my job is to drive it out there and drive back.
Damn.
So it's not my job to count it. It's their job to count it. So I have to wait on them. So, and I can't leave because the ammo and stuff is there. So I had to have people come out and bring food to me. 9 times out of 10, it was MREs.
Yeah.
I don't care what you say. There are some MREs that are better than others.
Yes, they are.
Fucking Chili Mac, that's my go-to. Right? Chili Mac, that's my go-to MRE. But from there, armor, I was doing maintenance and stuff on the weapons and whatnot. Learned how to do what's called PMCS vehicles, which is preventive maintenance checks and services.
Okay.
Basically, you go in every Monday and check to make sure that the vehicles are working properly, which they never are.
Yeah.
And if there's any issues with them, highlight the issues for the mechanics to work on.
Right.
The mechanics never do their job. There's always something wrong with them. That's just how it is.
Yep.
Fast forward to our training year. Our training year was a fucking nightmare. An absolute nightmare. I'm talking 90% of that time was us training and us out in the shit, and it sucked.
Yeah.
The one best time I had out of that was when I got to make a trip out to Fort Leavenworth, which, for those of you that don't know, is where they hold the prison. That is the U.S. military prison.
Yep.
So a lot of people ask me, why the fuck did you enjoy going to Fort Leavenworth? Because for an entire week, I was doing security as a entrance point security guard.
Yeah.
For an officer training event. So I got to fly with the 2-star general.
Nice.
I got to fly with all of his command team.
Hell yeah.
And basically enjoyed the lap of fucking luxury for 7 days.
Right.
So I was chilling in a hotel, eating fucking sushi.
Hell yeah.
Went out to Kansas City and partied for a little bit. Right. That was so.
Well, I don't know. That's a lot of people don't understand that. If you're not special forces or higher up in the military, the lower guys, they don't have the best amenities and the best areas and the best, even the best jobs in that matter.
Right.
I mean, the lower guys tend to get shit on than most of the higher ups and the FS guys and all that shit. So they usually get the fucking low fucking tier shit, quality shit, and you know they're always fixing their equipment, and they just get handed the fucking shit handed life in the military.
Right, and being in, so one thing I didn't mention was where I was stationed at Fort Stewart. I was at division headquarters, so I saw the 2-star on the fucking regular.
Yeah,
like I knew who he was, like I knew his face, like I knew, you know, what vehicle he drove, like to and from work, like I knew all that shit. But knowing those guys and like actually talking to them are two completely different things.
Yep.
I got a coin from a 3-star, which I have no idea where that thing is anymore. I've moved so many times. So the 3-star was someone holding that position at Fort Leavenworth. So they were like the head guy that was there.
Yeah.
So the 3-star general came in to visit this training where our 2-star was.
Mm-hmm.
And since I'm, you know, the entry holder to the thing, I actually had to stop him and question him.
Yeah.
And we had like a list that we had to, you know, why are you here? Why are you here? What's the purpose for it and whatnot? I'm just doing my job.
Right.
But this dude came up and gave me a coin for it. I'm like, why? Like, I don't need this.
Here's your gold star for the day.
Right. So the whole point behind that is when you get a coin, the tradition is for a lot of military functions is everyone lays out their highest valued coin.
Okay.
Whether it be something you bought or something you got from a higher command person, and it's typically an officer that gives you the coin.
Okay.
So sometimes a sergeant major will do it. It all depends on the situation.
Right.
But everyone lays out their highest coin. Whoever has the highest coin.
Is it like currency, or is it like a coin that's like only in the military?
Oh no, it's only a military thing. It's not actual currency.
Okay.
But whoever lays out the highest quote unquote valued coin, which is basically the highest ranking.
Yeah.
Gets their coin for free, or gets their drinks for free, or whatever. The lowest ranking one pays for the drinks. So basically, the lowest rank has to pay for everyone else's drinks in the group. The one difference is if it's a coin outside of where you're currently serving, the rank only takes effect as like a lower spot. So the way it works is like, let's say I got a coin from the 2-star at 3 ID. Yeah. That would rank higher than the 3-star that I got because I'm currently serving in 3 ID. So I have this 3-star coin. And it works like enlisted above, you know, sergeant major and stuff like that. So, enlisted below officer and then like stuff like that. So we had a couple of those on like military balls and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But I have no idea where that coin is. I still remember that coin. I just don't know where it is because I've moved so many times. They're bigger than a quarter. They're probably about like, I want to say like, they can be anywhere from like this big and round to like probably like that.
Yeah. Is there rank on it or what?
So sometimes it'll have their rank. Sometimes it'll have their name. Depending on if it's from an operation, it'll have like the operation name and a whole bunch of stuff. Like you can have them made. So someone can make. I think I have one from Basic that has like the American flag on it and has the location of the place with artillery symbols and whatnot. So I have that. Again, I don't know where it is. I've lost all my fucking coins. Otherwise, I'd pull it out and show you. But like I said, I've moved so many times. I have no idea.
Don't nothing on fucking the podcast. All right, calm down with that.
Wouldn't be the first time. No.
Probably won't be the last.
Looks like Vix gets his drinks for free.
But while I was through this training area, we did have some off time, and through our off time is when I really experienced how civilians view the military. More specifically, not only older generations but younger generations as well. And honestly, it's quite shocking.
Yep.
Because if you don't know where Fort Stewart is probably about 45 minutes east of Savannah, Georgia. No, okay. west of Savannah, Georgia, because Savannah, Georgia is like right on the edge.
Yeah.
So Savannah is home to what's called SCAD, which is the Savannah College of Art and Design.
Okay.
Basically, if you know what a SCAD girl is, you know what SCAD is.
Yeah.
SCAD girls are wild, by the way.
I'll go find me some of these girls.
Speaking from experience.
Most of them don't like military, though.
Oh, really?
And I was out one night, and there were a couple guys, flaunting that they were military, and I'm trying to calm them down. Like, even though I'm drunk, like, I'm trying to be like, hey, chill with that. Like, I got spit on.
Yeah. Because
I was military. I don't appreciate that.
Nah, hell no.
No, even normally wouldn't appreciate that.
Fuck no.
Again, normally you wouldn't, but it was because of the fact that, this, I'm not going to say liberal, but this non-conservative person was openly expressing that how much they dislike the military and whatnot. Just calling us all baby killers and stuff like that. That stuff gets to you.
Yeah.
It really does. Especially when you're, trying to get through the day of the day-to-day stuff in the military. So one, I didn't appreciate that. I didn't personally do anything to the said individual because that looks bad on me. That looks bad on the military. So I just kind of like went about my day with it. She ended up getting arrested for a multitude of things.
Yeah.
Drunken disorderly, assault with a deadly weapon because in the state of Georgia, and it also works here in the state of Florida, if you spit on someone, it is considered assault as a deadly weapon.
Oh, really?
Yes, because you don't know if the person has any underlying conditions or something like that. So if you do, it can be considered a deadly weapon.
Yeah. I don't know if it's like that here in Texas or not. I have to look into that.
Might be now with all the Rona stuff going on.
Probably. It should be.
It's probably a felony now.
But I mean, like, even coughing on someone, like, is considered, if you're using it in that kind of manner, intentionally trying to get them sick or whatnot, can be considered assault with a deadly weapon. So she got arrested on a multitude of things like that. Savannah is also a place where I saw, for the first time, people posing as military. A lot of people see the stolen Valor videos.
Yeah.
And it's not always like they are in the videos, where they have that person that's got like the multiple decorations. Oh, I served in the Navy SEALs with that, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
This person that I noticed And it was clear as day that it was stolen valor, but it was nowhere. Was that me? Did I not turn off my phone?
Are you playing fucking Mario over there?
No, that's actually the Legend of Zelda.
I'm not a Zelda fan. Sorry.
I grew up playing Zelda.
Go on and voice your opinion about it.
Hey, I mean, it is what it is. I grew up playing Spyro and the Legend of Zelda. So
hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, Spyro for me, but
yeah, Spyro, same here.
Well, we had an N64, so
yeah. No, I fucking grew up on that console.
Yeah. What was I just saying? Oh, Stolen Valor. So the first time I ever experienced Stolen Valor was, again, walking the streets of Savannah. It's probably early 2016. Say probably around St. Patty's Day. Yeah. So like March timeframe. Because a lot of people were wearing green. This guy had on like regular cargo shorts, but if you don't know, females have different kind of tops than males in the military.
Yeah.
And they're easy to tell if you know what you're looking for, because typically they're slimmer fit, for the women. They also have pregnancy tops. So if a female soldier gets pregnant, they have a top giving them some extra room,
right,
for their belly. And this guy had on a pregnancy ACU top.
I lost my headset. Give me 1 second. Sorry.
You're all good, dude.
I didn't realize it was dying.
You're all good, man.
But yeah, a pregnancy ACU top. It was quite insane to see that.
Change headset. Okay, sorry. I apologize.
You're all good,
dude.
You're good.
Also, it didn't give me like a warning, nothing. It's just like, dude, power off. I'm like,
no worries, brother.
Okay, no, you good. But no, it was quite shocking to see this dude wearing a pregnancy ACU top, because he was saying, because typically it's those guys that are like asking for money and whatnot, which is exactly what this guy was doing. So I asked him, I was like, hey, I'm in the military too. He's like, oh yeah, can you help me? I was like, well, you got your DD-214 on you?
Yeah.
Because if you're in the military, you have a DD-214.
Mm-hmm.
I have mine in this little thing back here. If you get out of the military, you get a DD-214 saying that you served and all this other stuff. He's like, yeah, I got mine right here. Opens up like the little tab that they got here and pulls it out, and they're court orders. That's not a DD-214 guy.
Did you read them?
Yeah, I read through them. I was like, this isn't a DD-214. So the court orders were for drunken disorderly, and because he's homeless, I guess, trespassing and a few other things.
Sheesh.
Come on, like, you can't fool me. You can't fool me. You cannot tell me that you're in the military and then lie to my face.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't get it. But now going back, there's another training incident that we had. This training incident, easiest way I can say this was, it was probably the worst experience I have ever had in my entire 6 years of the military.
No shit.
So we're out here for probably about 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So when we say out in the field, it means we're not going back to our barracks room. We're sleeping in a tent. We're doing like the whole out and about activities. I'm pretty sure you know.
Just like you're in a in a war zone or anything. You're
Right.
pretty much doing the simulations of that and all stuff, just
Right.
training up and all that.
So we're out in the field for about 2 weeks doing these training simulations and whatnot, and it was great. It was awesome. Except the second, the 2-star, same 2-star as before, who did this whole other training, decided it was a beautiful fucking idea to drive 40 clicks, which is 40 miles, to another airspace, because there was like Fort Stewart is the largest military base on this side of the Mississippi.
Yeah.
So Fort Hood's the biggest overall.
Yeah.
But Fort Stewart is the biggest on the east side of the Mississippi. So there's like a whole bunch of like artillery ranges and stuff, whole bunch of backwoods and stuff. So he wanted us to travel through 40 clicks of road and backwoods from one air location, like one airport, to another discontinued airport in the dark.
Yeah.
Blackout with nods. Or nogs. Night vision.
Yeah, yeah.
Easiest way to explain it. So normally I'd be okay with this, but on the night he wanted to do it, I was one of many drivers. First off, they didn't give us any sleep prior.
No shit.
So I was up for a consecutive 72 hours.
Yeah.
So I had no sleep before the night drive, which we started at like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
It was a full moon, so there was some light, but because of the overhang from all the back roads, you couldn't see shit.
Yeah.
They have like a little red blip on the tail ends of vehicles.
Yeah.
You couldn't see them because they were not functional. I ended up hitting someone.
Oh shit.
The major yelled at me, who was
Yeah.
part of our section, who was like heading our shit. So I yelled at him back. I was like, if you want me to fucking not hit someone, then how about we turn this shit back on? Because this is fucking nightmare and I can't see shit.
Right.
And not even my co-driver fucking saw him.
Right.
So how about you get off my fucking back? And they also decided to put, do you know what C-wire is?
No.
Constantine wire.
Okay, yeah.
So it, big ass wire that pulls out and you connect them together and that stops people from. So we have that encroaching our little area.
Mm-hmm.
They decided to put the C-wire on the hood of my vehicle. Mind you, I already can't see. So now you have something that's also impeding my vision.
Is this because you yell at your commander?
No.
Oh, okay.
This is before.
Oh, okay.
So this is before I hit them. So they put this shit on top of my vehicle. I told them to take it off because 1, I'm 5'4". I can barely fucking see to begin with.
Right.
And 2, it's night. I'm not gonna see shit. So if you have C-wire on my fucking hood, I'm not going to see a damn thing.
Right.
And that's why I ended up hitting someone.
Mm-hmm.
Needless to say, it didn't come out of my pay because it wasn't my fucking issue.
Yeah.
Like, the stuff that they did was not my fault. So
That's
they didn't
good.
take... Yeah. Also, during that, someone broke a trailer. Someone else thought they broke a trailer, ended up jumping out and then getting left.
Oh,
So
shit.
we had some... Yep. The
Like,
dude
how
was
far
left.
down did y'all get before y'all realized y'all left someone?
Oh no, we got all the way to the location, and they're like, "Wait, yeah." They had to go back and get him.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
That's fucking funny.
yep, it's great. Look, when I tell you, if something could go wrong, it went wrong. And to make it all sweeter, the 2-star didn't show up until after that had all taken care of.
Oh shit.
And he didn't even drive out there. He flew in on a fucking helicopter.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
So we were in this shit for 2 fucking weeks. We smelled like shit. It was awful. And then he comes in flying on a helicopter. We were all pissed.
I bet. I would have been.
So we go from there. Of course, he chews our ass on a whole bunch of shit. And we ended up not doing another night drive back. We ended up doing a day return because it was just, oh, absolutely. I was like, I don't want to deal with this shit again.
Right?
Like,
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
So from there, we ended up getting back, taking everything out. And I want to say that was our last training event before we were eligible to deploy again.
Okay.
So this is like right towards the end of that. I drank hard that night. This is also around the time where I was probably smoking a pack and a half a day.
Yeah.
Because I was just going through stressful situations that I just like, I need a cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously we couldn't drink on duty. So my other option was to smoke.
Yeah.
This is around the time I started realizing like smoking this much was bad for me. So I ended up switching to vaping.
Yeah.
Little bit less nicotine, not as much, chemical stuff and whatnot. So I switched to vaping. And thankfully, no issues with any popcorn lung or any bullshit like that.
Good.
I haven't had any Joel pods fucking put me in the hospital recently. But from there, they started asking people if they wanted to deploy.
Yeah.
So I had a few sergeant majors. I had my command sergeant major, who was the head of the battalion. And then I had what was called my G2 sergeant major.
Right.
He plays a role later on, and I'll explain why. He asked me, I always had issues with this guy, but he asked me, do you want to deploy? I looked him dead in the face and told him no, because I don't trust you. Specifically you.
Yeah.
I don't trust you. So I said, okay, no problem. 2 days later, I got put on gate guard.
No shit.
Because everyone knew I was getting out. I didn't fucking care. They didn't want to deal with me, so they put me on gate guard. I was on gate guard duty for 6 months.
Holy shit, dude.
Oh, shit.
And I worked with the MPs. And let me tell you, I had fun in those 6 months.
Good, dude. Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
It was, granted, it was at the same place, but it was a new environment, new people, and I got a 3-day weekend every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So, no, I had a 3-day weekend every month. Every 2 weeks was at my next location.
Yeah.
So I started doing the process of getting out, and then realized like I'm not financially equipped for getting out.
Right.
So I made the decision to stay.
Okay.
And I re-enlisted to go to another area. Mm-hmm. Now, this place, or this same G2 Sergeant Major, realized that I re-enlisted.
Oh shit.
And wrote me an Article 15 for disrespect to a non-commissioned officer and a couple other things.
Yeah. Because
he realized that I was re-enlisting and wanted to fuck me over at my next unit. Now, mind you, this is 6 months after I had already told him this.
Yeah.
So why didn't you do it beforehand?
Right.
Yeah.
That's just petty.
But yeah, that's bullshit. That's
so.
Fucked up.
I ended up getting demoted. I went from specialist to PFC when I moved over to my next place.
Yeah.
From there, I went from Fort Stewart, Georgia, to Fort Gordon, Georgia.
Yeah.
Which is literally about 130 miles up the road.
Okay.
So I'm chilling Northeast Georgia for another 3 years. At first, loved this place.
Yeah.
Fort Gordon, Georgia is home of the Signal Corps. So it's a AIT area, but I'm permanent party. So the rules are you're not supposed to talk to permanent party, you're not supposed to do anything with permanent party. Like AIT and permanent party, you leave them alone.
What are those two?
So AIT is the advanced individual training. That's where I did my stuff at Fort Huachuca, Arizona. Mm-hmm. So there I was training. So AIT is training.
Yeah.
Permanent party is you're out of any training, you're at a station to do your job.
Yeah.
So the rules are permanent party and AIT, they don't mix.
Okay.
You don't mess with them, they don't mess with you, kind of thing. Because their job is to train, your job is to do whatever it is you do.
Yeah, right.
Now, most of the stuff that I did at Fort Stewart was like the macro perspective, doing, large scale terrain movements and whatnot. What I did at Fort Gordon was drone feeds. This is where most of my stories come from. Because when I tell you all that training that I did at Fort Huachuca came into play here.
Oh, okay.
Like this was big leagues. I did missions in Afghanistan. I did missions in Iraq.
Yeah.
Did some missions in Colombia and Tunisia in Africa.
Right.
So like I did a lot of stuff.
Oh hell yeah.
I also did a couple missions in Libya as well.
Yeah.
Against Russians and shit. Like it got weird. Yeah, then I had to look for Russian flags. It was stupid. So for 3 years I did that. So one of my first missions, I got to see the first impactful mission for me that I did was we got a report from what we call what do they call them? A lot of people refer to them as squealers, but it's not a squealer. It's basically a local over there that gives our human intelligence guys information.
Okay.
And gives so it's a human contact that they tell them something that they see that helps us, and then they go to they put out a report for that and they send it through to have it checked on.
Yeah, kind of like an informant.
Right. So yeah, an informant. So this informant comes in. They say they saw a stolen Humvee cross the border of Pakistan, come back into Afghanistan, loaded with what's called HME, which is high explosive shit. Turns out we went over and we checked the area. We didn't find a Humvee.
Oh shit.
We found a T-45 or T-54. Excuse me. I don't know why I had those two. We found a T-54 with the turret removed. In that exact location, just parked there, not doing anything. Didn't see anyone hanging out there. But it was really weird that a T-45 or T-54 was parked in that exact location. Right. So they wanted to check on it, so they didn't get anywhere near it. They didn't want anything to do with that. We sat on this thing for about 7 hours.
Holy shit.
Before they decided to blow it up.
Yeah.
They fired a missile at it. And when it exploded and the dust cleared and we did our damage assessment, there was no tank there.
Holy shit.
So that means that this tank was brought over into Pakistan, filled to the brim with explosives.
Fuck.
And brought back over, ready to fight our guys. If that doesn't tell you the amount of stressful situations I was in,
yeah,
foreshadowing what I did, that and I don't know what is. Because I did everything from convoy overwatches where we've had our own people attacked.
Yeah.
To doing, ow, I just hit my shin. I hit my shin on the desk. Yeah. We did convoy overwatches. We had IDF attacks of our own base that we had to watch. Like there was a lot, and I don't want to go into detail about each one because that would just take way too much time.
So your job was to fly the drone or what?
So there's multiple pieces that go into that. I was not a drone operator. Okay. There's a camera on the drone that sends a feed to Germany, and then that Germany feed sends it to us at Fort Gordon. And we watch the feed and do analysis based on whatever the customer wants.
Okay.
So 9 times out of 10, we were either doing convoy overwatches of our own guys just to make sure they were safe. And what was the other one? Raids.
Okay.
Specific raids on targets. There was one instance where I was in southern Afghanistan doing a mission down there where we destroyed probably about $10 million worth of opium stuff that was fueling the Taliban.
Damn.
So, oh yeah. So those, it's really hard, really easy to see if someone's making drugs to fuel the Taliban because you have specific what we call runoff. So that's where they dump the chemicals and stuff that they don't need, or like some of it will leak out, and it'll cause this runoff across the sand. Yeah. So there's a lot of key pieces to that because you can't just spot runoff and be like someone's making drugs there because there's sand everywhere. So if they're not using certain things of water, they're going to dump it.
Right.
So you have to be careful on what you see. So like multiple pieces have to mix. If there's a nice little container where they mix stuff and you can tell that they're mixing stuff, plus the runoff, plus jugs, they're probably making drugs.
Okay.
So it's not as clear cut.
Did you get to stay in Afghanistan or?
No. So I never actually deployed.
Okay.
I tried to. The only way I was able to do a deployment was if I actually got to do the training, which is called an aerial sensor operator.
Yeah.
Or ASO.
Okay.
Basically, what they did was send you back to Fort Huachuca. And you trained flying in an airplane, or flying like the smaller like sensor drones, and they taught you how to like operate the camera and all that stuff. Okay. I know several people who did. I never got the opportunity to do it, so I said whatever. So I did that for 3 years. I did a lot of missions. I'm not going to go into detail on it. again, because it just take too long. I could save it for another time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because there's a lot of missions that are there. But from there, I'm just gonna keep this as like a general overview and certain stories. From there, I ran into several issues from there, and from what I've seen, there were a lot of people that were coming in that were brand new.
Yeah.
Versus me, who was, already 3 years at another unit.
Right.
So when I say brand new, they're coming right out of training and jumping into this.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't agree with that whatsoever. I think to better benefit, you need to go to another unit that doesn't specifically do the kind of training that we did.
Yeah.
Or not training, but kind of missions that we did before you go there. Because and it wasn't like the mentality of, they didn't know what they were talking about or anything like that. A lot of them knew like what to do when it came to missions. It was just the mindset of when you weren't on mission.
Yeah, exactly.
So the way it worked for us is we worked Panama schedule. Yeah. So for Panama, it was, if you started on Monday, you worked Monday, Tuesday, off Wednesday, Thursday, work Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So the next week you'd have Monday, Tuesday off, work Wednesday, Thursday, off Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Those days off weren't really days off because we'd have training days.
Okay.
So these younger soldiers or soldiers that are coming right out of AIT are sitting here bitching and complaining that they have to do training on their off day. Meanwhile, I'm the only one who's sitting here like, it's not your off day. It's a day that you're not working.
Yeah.
The Army has shit. Really, the only time you'll have off is a weekend. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah.
Because weekends, 90% of shit isn't open on a military base.
Right.
So just do the training, get it over with. It's probably going to last maybe 3-4 hours at most. And then you'll have the rest of the day to do whatever you want.
Exactly. Quit your bitching, just do it.
Started early and get it over with.
Basically. And that's what it would be. Like, it'd be like, hey, we got to do this from 9 to 11. Once 11 o'clock hits, you're good. You can go to lunch, you can do whatever. And that's most of the times what it was. Sometimes it was like, hey, we're not getting out of here till like 1 o'clock, but you'll have the rest of the day to do whatever.
Yeah. Even still 1 o'clock, you still have the whole day ahead of you.
Right. I was like, there's no reason to complain if you're there from 9 to 1, like that's what, 4 or 5 hours maybe.
Yeah.
Like you're.
And plus, you're doing something to keep your mind busy, so it's like
Well, most of the times it was sitting death by PowerPoint.
Yeah. I mean, there's more things you could be doing besides that.
Yeah. I mean, what am I gonna do on those days that I'm not really working? Because 9 times out of 10, I was sleeping.
Yeah.
Just catching back up on sleep and whatnot. And it was 12-hour shifts, so we were either working. Because it's 24-hour operations, so we were either working 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. or 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and it rotated like every 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was gonna be my next question about what kind of hours you were working each day.
Oh yeah, no, it was. There were. I think I did the math one time, and it came out to 80 hours 1 week. And 24 the next week.
Yeah, that's why I'm working my job right now.
Oh, really?
Beach trucks knows.
But yeah,
text you, hey, what's going on? I'm still working. Like, damn, all right.
How many hours you work today? About 17 hours.
Yeah, but try talking to them in the Army about overtime.
Yeah, true.
I got someone with it. One time. Newly fresh private right out of the military. He's like, man, we're we're working so long. I was like, yeah, I did the math. It's like 80 hours 1 week. And he's like, damn, that's like overtime, right? And I was like, yeah, you should probably go talk to your NCO about it. Pretty sure he can get it to you.
Time and a half.
and he was like, wait, do you get overtime? And I was like, yeah, you haven't gotten your overtime yet? Go talk to him.
That's awesome.
He goes over there. He's like, man, I should slap you.
You're a dumbass. Listen to me.
Yeah. Like, some of those jokes are the best.
Right.
They tried to get me with finding a box of grid squares.
Yeah.
Box of grid squares doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It's not a thing. It's like fucking blinker fluid.
Yeah, we do the same shit in our field in the construction and all that stuff. You know.
Yeah.
It's like because we work in the electrical field and like go get us a box of ohms. And we had fucking new guys go fucking look for a box of ohms and shit.
We used to do that. One of the jobs I worked at was we used to cut like I-beams and stuff like that. We had a couple new guys come on. It's like, oh hey, go ask the foreman for an I-beam stretcher. Like, oh, what's that? It's like, oh well, we cut it like 3 inches short. We need to stretch it out a little bit. Like, oh, okay. Fucking they go up to the foreman's office. Foreman come out. Hey, you guys need to quit fucking off. Blah blah blah. Like, my bad. Like, come on, you joined into the metal industry. You should know that stuff's not gonna exist. Like,
right.
My favorite thing was telling the guys to go get a box of 330 screws. 330 screws don't exist. The reason we told 330 because that's the time we got off. It's like go find us a box of 330 screws.
There you go.
Jesus,
you guys.
Yeah,
it's always fun. Fuck with them.
It's always fun. I had a lot of people that would come up to me and ask me certain things because I'd been in for so long. At this point, it was like 4 or 5 years I was in.
Yeah.
And these guys, brand new coming out, they have no idea what big army's like.
Yep.
So I was in this unit called ForceCom. Well, 3ID was under this ForceCom, like it all like branches down.
Right.
Which is, I forgot what the actual name for it is, but it's like if you're in ForceCom, you're one of the line units. Like if shit hits the fan, those are the guys in the front lines. Are those in ForceCom?
Yeah.
When I went to Fort Gordon and I was doing my stuff with the 116th Military Intelligence Brigade, I was under this group called INSCOM, which is Intelligence and Security Command. So all those comms are a command. So SOCOM is Special Operations Command and stuff like that. So these guys that come into INSCOM not knowing shit would come to me because I was in a ForceCom unit. I know what the fuck is about to happen.
Right.
So 90% of training was, instead of the NCOs telling them, like, this is why we do the things we do, they're like, hey, can you tell them? Because we got shit we got to do. And I know you don't have anything going on. And I'm like, why? I don't want to talk to them. Fuck
right.
But they saw me as the quote unquote like senior specialist, even though I was coming back as a PFC and getting demoted, and then coming back here, trying to get my fucking rank back, which I got back like 6 months later.
Hell yes.
It was definitely an experience because there were so many people that they just didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah.
And trying to explain that to someone is...
I could imagine. So at this point, was it kind of like getting a lot smoother for you and you were enjoying it at this point, or was it still kind of rough for you?
I would say it's a hit or miss, because at this point, I'm starting to see more people coming in that are, I want people to die versus I want to save lives.
Yeah.
And when you're in this kind of mentality and you're in this kind of field,
yeah,
you need to come in with the mentality of I want to save people's lives more than I want to kill someone.
Yeah, exactly.
Because your actions, the things that you say, can get someone killed.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen it with my own 2 eyes.
Yeah.
This is kind of where it gets dark. And it's something that I don't normally say.
Yeah.
Because I still feel in my mind a little bit guilty about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I've taken 7 people's lives.
Yeah.
Granted, the majority of them were bad.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say 5 of them.
Yeah.
Were clear cut, like they were bad people.
Mm-hmm.
2 of them were not.
Yeah.
And I tried to stop it, and I was not fast enough. And sorry if I'm getting a little teary-eyed.
You're all good, man.
But
all good.
There's nothing that I still think about those 2 people to this day because I tried stopping them.
I could imagine.
But it just so happens that the ITC that we had, who's the one like in charge of that mission, he was one of those that was also gun heavy.
Yeah.
And wanted people to die. He was like, no, these are the right people. I was like, no, the sensor operator, they missed it. Like that these aren't the right people. We're on a 2 completely different people. Like this is gonna be civilian casualties. Like don't do it, please. And he ended up striking them anyway.
Yeah.
And I think about that to this day.
War is hell, man. War is fucking pure utter fucking hell, dude. So,
right.
Shit happens, but it's just sometimes it's just out of your hands.
Right. And with the whole drama and everything that was going on behind it was there was an investigation that took place for it.
Mm-hmm.
And the ITC said that it was our fault.
Yeah.
That why we struck them. And thankfully all that stuff is recorded so they can go back and watch it.
Right.
And all the chat logs are recorded in case. And they saw what I was saying versus what he was saying in the chat. And we ended up not working for them for a while.
Okay.
Because of that.
Yeah.
Which in my mind is good because I don't want to work for someone like that.
Hell no. I wouldn't want to either.
And it wasn't just them downrange.
Yeah.
It was guys here as well. So seeing that and seeing the people here that are both like that, I was like, I don't want any part of this. Like I can't do it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I put my foot down. They asked me if I wanted to be promoted. I told them no, I don't want to be promoted. I don't want to have anything to do with the military anymore. I'm done.
Yeah.
So from there they put me on funeral detail.
Okay.
For 3 months. So a 3-month funeral detail. Basically they called it installation support detachment.
Mm-hmm.
So you were still like part of your unit, but you would go with other people from different units and conduct funerals throughout Northeast Georgia.
Yeah.
And this is the first time in the Army that like we're getting like towards the end of my Army career now.
Yeah.
This is the first time in my entire just about 6 years of the Army that I really experienced gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
It was something that I enjoyed. Granted, it sucked.
Yeah.
Doing funerals for someone, it's hard.
Oh,
it really is. I would say my hardest time during that, my most emotional moment, was trying to explain to a 6 and 7-year-old while handing the flag to them why their mommy isn't coming back.
Yeah.
That shit kills you.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing you can say.
No, there isn't.
We have a job we have to do. And that's, give the honors to the family and hand the flag off to the next of kin. Once that happens, we're done.
Yeah.
We end up leaving, and we got a lot of thanks for that. I got a few thank you cards and whatnot for it, saying did a really good job and whatnot. But it's the first time that I've ever experienced like the most sincere gratitude from someone.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is what I want to experience. Like this is what this is what I want in my life.
Yeah.
So I ended up going back to my unit for closing out.
Mm-hmm.
My army career, getting out of the military and whatnot. And they completely made it a living nightmare for me. They did everything they could to try to delay it, not give me my orders on time. It was a nightmare.
Yeah.
I had to fight tooth and nail for it. So as I'm out processing, remember that G2 Sergeant Major that was at my other unit?
Yep.
He's the new Command Sergeant Major at this unit. As I'm out the door.
Fuck.
The same guy that got me demoted is now the Sergeant Major at my new unit.
Yeah.
So I'm walking, clearing papers in my hand to try to outprocess all these places. And I knock on the door for one of the places, and he fucking opens the door, and I'm like, "Hey, how's it going?"
Fuck.
He's like, "Yeah, what do you need?" He's like, I remember you. And I was like,
Oh fuck.
Do you though?
That guy.
I was like, yeah, I'm just here for out processing. And he's like, oh, are you like going to another place? I'm like, no, I'm getting out.
Yeah.
He's like, oh no, why not? Like try to make it seem like that first interaction never happened. Right. And I was like, because I'm done with the military, I'm getting out.
Yeah.
So thankfully nothing happened, and I didn't say anything to cause that to ever happen again. But yeah, that was convenient. Ended up getting out May 4th of 2020.
Okay.
So just a little under 6 years. So I always say about because it's so close. Like might as well round up.
Yeah.
So I get out. I moved down to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been living here ever since.
Do you have family in Florida and all that shit?
Yeah, I have family here. I don't talk to them because of certain reasons.
Okay.
I had someone that I wanted to live with, but certain issues arose.
Yeah.
So now I'm living with a roommate, and ever since I moved here,
yeah,
it hasn't been bad.
Good. Hell yeah.
There is one thing I want to explain. I got it right here, but we'll get into that in a minute. Basically, that environment, and just getting yourself out of that is honestly, in my opinion, what I needed, because I no longer have the stress of if I say something wrong, someone's gonna die.
Right.
I no longer have that mentality of if I do something wrong here, someone's life could potentially be in danger.
Yep.
Here, if I mess up, it's whatever. Whether it's I drop something or.
Well, yeah. Here in the civilian world, if you mess up, it's on you. It's
right.
You got to correct your shit. It's not you and 10, 20 to 50 other people that you got to fix too.
Right. And the one main takeaway that I took from the military, and this is what I have over here, is they have this thing for resiliency training. It's basically like learn how to mentally make yourself correct. It's the one thing that they tried to correct for being so shitty.
Yeah.
If that's the easiest way for me to put it. So it's called MRT. If you look up Army MRT, there should be something for you to check it out. But I have it here. Basically, what it's called is master resiliency training. So these are learning how to be mentally sufficient and learn how to get through certain things. One of the biggest takeaways that I have from that is it's called hunt the good stuff.
Yeah.
So basically, find if you're having issues like day to day, my main takeaway is find one good thing that happened out of today, and run with it.
Yep.
So even if it's something as simple as I woke up this morning, that's one good thing.
Yeah, that's one big thing I live by every single day. You know, I don't give a shit. You know, the worst day of my life, I try to pick out some positivity,
right,
and some good out of that, and focus on that only.
I mean, they have certain things in here. Trying to see.
We've mentioned that on this podcast a couple of times too.
Yeah.
Just picking out the one good thing and striving for it even more, or just being thankful for that one good thing that just happened during that day. Just to keep up like the mental aspect of it, just to keep positive wise mentally.
Keep that good mindset, you know.
Right. And so for these, I'm just gonna share 6 competencies that they have for it, which is self-awareness, self-regulation, optimism, which is that's a big one. Mental agility, strengths of character, and connection. So basically it's just learning how to be mentally resilient. I can give you guys a file if you guys really want to look into it.
But yeah, definitely. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah,
I think
I'll put in a link of this audience. I'll put the link for it in the description if y'all want to check it out too.
Yeah.
It's
definitely be down below that link.
Oh yeah, it's 136 pages, but it definitely has a lot of information that I think would be good as far as like resilience and whatnot. But
yeah, definitely.
That's basically the overview of my story, and that's really all I got.
It's a good one, man. I like it.
Yeah, dude.
If I'm gonna ask you this: if you could go back into the military and be able to do it the way you wanted to do it, and how would you do it?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I mean, would you go special forces, or would you go back to Army, or what?
Honestly, I think I would do the same thing that I did, just not in the Army.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would do it in either the Navy or the Air Force.
Yeah.
And nothing against the Army, nothing against the Marine Corps, nothing against any of the branches, because they're all good at what they do.
Yeah.
It takes a strong mentally and physically minded person to serve your country.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
But for me personally, I feel like I'd be a little bit better set up if I did the Navy or the Air Force.
Yeah.
Because
after getting out, setup wise.
No. So
okay.
Choosing what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because setup right now, if I redid my clearance, I could go. Right now, I could literally go work at NASA for like $80K a year if I really wanted to. But I don't want to redo my clearance. It takes like $10,000, and I got $10,000. The only way I could get that back is if I rejoined, and I'm not doing that. So, but yeah, it's. I was gonna say it's definitely been an experience, at least for me.
Hey man, you gotta have those kind of experiences in life, man. That's what makes you strong.
Oh yeah,
push and have that mental toughness to be able to overcome. You know, even when you do get out, you're still gonna have fucking some hard fucking. There's gonna be times in your life in the future where you're gonna think like, "Fuck, this is even worse than the fucking military," and having those memories and that learning process and those just fucking lost the word I was gonna say. Those memories and just that having that experience in life is really gonna fucking help you out and keep on pushing through those fucking hard times.
To go back, just kind of like at the beginning, you were talking about like either going where you were ordered to and going into like over to into Georgia, or going. There's the other route. What was that? What was the other route again?
So that route was called Quick Start. So basically, they would put you in a different barracks. So for me, I was in like this. I forget what little area it was called, but I would go from these training barracks to this place called Riley Barracks, which is where they have people who have already graduated. They have no affiliation with the unit whatsoever. It's literally people who are on hold to go on deployment with whatever unit is getting ready to deploy at that time. So it could have been 4ID that's at Fort Carson.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been the 10th Mountain Division that's at Fort Drum. It could have been the 82nd Airborne Division who's out in North Carolina. It could have been any of them. I chose to go the other route. I don't know who was on the next rotation for that. Probably 10th Mountain because they were 6 months out from deploying. And I'm not going to New York because fuck the cold. All right, I'm Florida born and raised, baby. All right, let me tell you. All right, cold and me do not mix.
You probably would not have been a good Navy SEAL then.
Probably not.
If you could go back and change instead of going to Georgia and actually going the other route, would you?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
100%. Because that probably would have changed a ton of my decisions later on down the road.
Yeah,
I would have met different people. I would not be the same person that I am today if I didn't go that route.
right.
So you're happy with the decision that you chose and going where your orders were?
Hell no.
P-Stroke is not that. He was not the question or the answer he was looking for.
I listen. I've thought about that question because I've asked myself that exact same question, and if I could go back and do that again, I would have chosen the quick start option.
Yeah. Let me ask you this: do you regret going to the military?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
No, because it made me who I am today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a lot more disciplined than what I was back then.
Yeah.
I had a lot of anger issues when I was in high school. There was, and I was also young. I didn't understand what was going on. Being in the military taught me, one, how to be more of a man than I knew that I thought I was.
Yeah.
Being in the military also showed me that I ain't fucking big.
Yeah.
No one gives a shit about me. So it taught me where to know my place.
Mm-hmm.
And learn how to humble myself.
Yeah.
And yes, in the sense of, I regret seeing the certain things that I've seen, dealing with some of the issues that I've dealt with. If I could change those, I could.
Yeah.
Or I would, but I can't. And honestly, I take those as more of a, it defines who I am. It defines why I'm so humble, and I don't.
Well, it makes you stronger.
Right. I tend to use those as why I'm more humble than most people, because a lot of people, they have this boisterous mentality of, I'm the best, I'm the hype, kind of thing. And then there's just me in the background. That's because I've seen all this shit. Like,
right.
I know, stuff like that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
No one's going to care in 10 years what I've done.
No. People have their own shit going on in their lives, so they don't remember that shit.
But the stuff that I've done, it'll last with me forever.
And it should. You know, all the shit that I've been through that's made me who I am today will never ever be fucking forgotten. You know, I don't dwell on the past, but I remember the past.
Trying to build off of it and
Yep.
build for the future off of it.
Yep.
Now I do have a lot more stories. However, we could save that for another episode because most of those.
Oh yeah,
we would love to get you back up on here, man.
100%.
Absolutely.
And all that shit. So,
I mean, most of them aren't like, you know, mental like resiliency. They're just like stories.
Right.
Little teaser. I was part of a cocaine drug bust while I was on Gate Guard. So.
Was that exciting?
Let me tell you.
That's all you need to say. That's the next fucking story right there.
But it was fun. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Thank you for coming on. I know we've been trying to not trying to get you on, but we've been talking about it since we started talking about the podcast and getting everything going about having you on. So definitely glad you're able to make it on and tell your side.
Absolutely.
Definitely
crazy fucking life experience and story, man. And,
oh yeah.
I really didn't know anything about it. Just a little background you gave me in the pre-show, and yeah, dude, that's awesome, dude. I've learned a lot just from you telling your story, and I've took some notes. I'm gonna write those down and apply them to my life too. So,
absolutely.
So one other question, like after getting out, did they help you like with set up like getting out afterwards or anything with like moving to the next step, or
so
just kind of like, oh, you're out, bye, don't let the door hit you?
No. So they set up soldiers for success when they get out. It's basically this thing called SFL TAP. Like I said, everything in the Army has an acronym.
Yeah.
So SFL TAP is Soldier for Life Transition Assistance Program. So basically, they set you up with what you want to do. So for me, my original idea fell through. I was wanting to be a game designer. So I was looking to go the college route. They have certain routes for you to go for work. They set you up with, like, let's say if you want your CDL license, they can set you up with a CDL class. It takes about 8 weeks.
Is that your dream to be a game designer?
If I could, I would like to design video games. As of this point, with everything that's going on right now and COVID and whatnot, I've kind of taken a step back from it.
Okay. After you explain the after you're getting out and them helping you, I got another question for you.
Okay. So they have a few other places. They do a lot of job fairs and stuff for them to help out with that.
Mm-hmm.
They also like give you fallback plans. They teach you how to write a resume and how to transfer all of your military stuff into civilian terms. So it does help.
Okay.
And you can always contact them and ask them like, hey, you know, how do I do this? There's a whole bunch of avenues that you can take.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
I knew there was a system where you could, you know, they kind of help you get a job and all that stuff. I didn't know like the full details on it.
Oh yeah, they have a lot. I think there was one guy, he was trying to get his welding license. Mm-hmm. So they in like it was like a month and a half, so like 6 weeks. That he had to do this training. He had to get it signed by his commander.
Yeah.
He was still in the Army, but for 6 weeks, all he did was learn to weld. Oh. He was out of state and all that. He came back, had his welding license and everything. And the day he got out, he got hired with like this big company.
Yeah.
And now makes, I want to say, like $70K a year.
Fuck yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah. But so the question I have for you is, if money was no object whatsoever, what would you be doing with your life?
If money was no object, That's a real difficult question. Because originally my idea was to design video games. And money became an issue and whatnot. I would like to pursue that again.
Yeah.
And at least attempt it. Because I don't do well with online classes. I don't have the mental capacity to do it.
I feel you there, dude.
Yeah.
So if I could sit down in a classroom, learn, how to do it, get through what I need to do, I think I'd be in the right place for it.
COVID, you can't do that shit right now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. So not being able to go into your classes, not be able to go into a physical class, and money is holding you back right now.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
Well, money really isn't holding me back.
Okay.
Because when you get out, you have, once you get out of AIT, they have this thing called the Montgomery GI Bill. Basically, it pays for your schooling.
Okay.
So you can go to school, and they'll pay for it. So I have that.
Okay. So you can start.
You can use that at any time.
Okay. I can use it anytime. It doesn't expire. So when it comes to going to school, money is not an issue.
Okay.
But as of right now, the whole learning aspect, that's a little bit of an issue.
Okay.
I have thought about, for a fallback right now, getting my security guard license and doing stuff for security, because I know my skills can directly correlate with that. And I could probably work my way around trying to make something livable.
So why don't you do it? What's holding you back?
I've been having issues with the DMV.
Okay.
Because of COVID.
Yeah, I can understand that. Okay.
Well, like, I have an appointment and stuff like that, but it's taking me a lot longer than expected to get to my appointment, because it's like 3 months out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like even now I walk to work.
Yeah.
So work is like right down the road. It's like a 30-minute walk, maybe like a 5-minute drive.
Yeah.
But it because I don't have a valid license anymore, and with COVID and everything going on, it just makes it more difficult.
Yeah, I understand, man. I understand. One footstep at a time, man. Just you gotta just take those baby steps and get to the end goal.
Right.
Yeah.
Just keep on pushing, brother. Don't let nothing stop you. Even this fucking COVID shit. If you got a fucking dream, brother, fucking follow that shit. I'm telling you.
Got it.
I'm telling you from experience, brother. Don't fucking give up. I don't care what is in front of you. I don't care if fucking, Superman is in front of you. Fucking knock that motherfucker out and keep on pushing.
Right.
You got nope.
Nope. I thought where you were going.
I was just like, something's gonna happen here. I was like, something's gonna happen here any minute now.
Awkward silence. All right, get that fucking shit away. Your fucking guys are awesome. Shit. So, brother, what you got there right there? I see behind you. You sponsored or something? You got some G Fuel? What's going on there?
Ooh, Ma.
So I'm sponsored. My stream is sponsored by Ma Energy.
Yeah, dude.
So they gave me. I still have a little bit in here that I haven't finished, but I was able to get a shaker cup and 4
dude,
cans of that. So my stream is sponsored. Well, not sponsored, partnered. I haven't sold enough G Fuel to be, sold enough mall to be sponsored yet.
Yeah. So actually, is that? Do you love streaming and doing content and all that?
I actually, there was a stint where I was getting upset with Twitch and whatnot for certain reasons, and I switched to YouTube. Did the YouTube streaming thing, came back to Twitch because of financial reasons.
Yeah.
because I was already affiliate.
Yeah.
So I knew I could make money from that.
On Twitch, you're affiliate?
Yeah, on Twitch I'm affiliate. So I still want to do the YouTubing thing because I know it's a great platform and whatnot.
Yes, it is.
But I found out during that time I actually really like editing.
Yeah,
editing
fun,
videos.
Editing's fun.
I know a lot of people despise it and they just send it to an editor, but I use Filmora X.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. It makes editing so easy.
Yeah. I use Adobe Premiere Pro, and I absolutely love editing, man. You know, that's one of my favorite part of doing my content and all that shit is sitting down and be able to essentially creating your own fucking art. You know, being your own producer and editor and all that shit. So
right, and
love that shit.
There's a video that I have on hold right now, simply because I have to buy the version of Filmora X so that way I can not have a watermark on it.
Yeah.
But there's one video that I have right now. It's a little Rocket League montage. You know, probably about 4 or 5 minutes long, roughly. But I put in, you know, just me, Krabs, P-Stroke, you know, just the boys together playing on some games, and it was a really fun video that I put together. Absolutely loved it.
So how much is the editing software? Did not have the watermark.
$69.99, I think.
All right.
And it's lifetime. So
yeah.
Any updates that happens to that version, I get all the updated versions of it. No watermark. I don't get any like tech support with it, but I don't care about all that.
Yeah. Do you want to buy the paid version?
Oh, absolutely, because then I wouldn't have the watermark to upload.
Yeah.
Because the watermark goes across the entire video.
Yeah.
And it's like on the whole screen, and I don't want to have that watermark on there.
Yeah.
Because I want to make that content and then just be able to export it and then upload it to YouTube.
Yeah. So could you say that editing videos and stuff like that could be one of your dreams?
Yeah, I could say that.
If you got into that space of becoming just standalone, like a video editor for other content creators in that world.
I haven't fully looked into like, you know, editing as like a career, and editing stuff for other content creators. I know with how meticulous I am with details, is perfect for an editor.
Yep.
And being attentive to details is probably one of my strong suits.
And that's really good because when you're talking with creators, they want that type of shit in their stuff.
Yeah.
They want someone that can fucking listen and pick out shit in their videos and all that stuff. So
I think if I did something like that in my off time, it would probably benefit, you know, probably like set up something on like Fiverr, like, hey, you know, $10-15 here or there for, you know, a video. I think it could work.
Yeah, it would. It would work, dude. It would.
And I would just have to see some of the content that I produce from there, just to see if it would be good enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think that comes with more time and more editing, rather than, you know, just talking about it. Because unfortunately, we could talk about that all day, but unless it gets put into action, then there's not really much to go on.
So, you have a Cash App?
Yes, I do, actually.
Okay. So when we get off here, man, we're gonna help you out. We're gonna hook you up with that fucking full version of the editor.
You don't have to do that, man.
No, dude, no. No. We're gonna help you out, brother. That's what it's all about. So yeah. Once you get off here, man, send me the information for that. We'll fucking send you some money over, man. And we'll help you hash out, man.
Thank you so much, dude.
We want you to follow your dream, man, and fucking pursue what you love and all that stuff. So if we can help you out with that, dude, we're going to.
I appreciate it. I'll let you guys know when it goes live so you can be the first ones to check it out.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. Yeah, man. Hell yeah. So yeah, dude. Yeah, doing the editing stuff is a fun thing, man. Plus, it can be a lucrative business. It's fucking a huge thing right now, man. It's massive, especially with all the new social medias and all that stuff popping up, and all the new content creators coming up and everything and all that stuff. It's something that can take you far into multiple different avenues, even into the movie industry and all that shit, the music industry and all that stuff. It's just
and
it's unlimited, man.
Yeah, and content creation is not easy.
No, it's
from
not.
from what anyone says. I don't care what anyone says out there. It is not easy.
No, it is. I've been doing it for 7 years already, and it's literally a full fucking time job. It's not nothing. It's just anything else. I mean, just like pursuing, a career in music, being a movie star, or following a career in anything. It's the same fucking blood, sweat, and fucking tears that go into it. So it's no different than anything else.
Right.
Yeah, man, we're gonna help you out, brother. We're gonna help you out. We're gonna give you some avenues and help you out. And if you need to talk to us or anything, man, you know where to find us. So
absolutely,
we'll be here to fucking guide you and push you through, and like we're here to talk to you and all that stuff, and push you to follow your dreams, brother. You're part of our fucking family. You're not going here, dude. We're not gonna let you fucking quit.
Absolutely, need that push in my life.
What I told Peach Struck down there is if I have to, I'll fucking buy a fucking plane ticket. I know some people fucking find some fucking motherfuckers. So if I need to find your ass, I'll come drag you out of your goddamn bed and put you in your fucking place and put you in your fucking path of fucking winning.
Absolutely. It's the mindset I need right about now.
Yes, sir. We're here to help, man. We're here to help. That's why reason we want you on this, man. Because we know you had a good story. You got a fucking strong-willed mind to help other people too, and get your story out there to fucking push people through their bullshit and their struggles and all that shit. So, yeah, brother, you're a fucking warrior, man. You're a fucking warrior.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Definitely appreciate it.
Of course, yeah. Glad we could help you with the next step.
Oh, yeah.
Put the next foot forward and help you get going that way.
Yeah, and don't be scared of fucking. If you're struggling, man, reach out and we'll fucking help you. Just say, hey, definitely. I need help, man. And we'll go from there.
All right.
Yeah. Like I said, you're a brother. You're part of our fucking family. So you're fucking stuck with us whether you like us or not.
Yep.
hey, family sticks together through thin
sir.
and thin.
Yes,
thick
sir.
and thin. Jesus. Thin and thin. Well, learn to fucking speak, Vix.
Right,
Jesus.
Right. So, what got you into streaming and content and all that stuff?
I first noticed Twitch when I was in the military.
Okay.
Really, it was me playing Rocket League at first.
Nice.
And I was like, I want to learn how to get better at Rocket League. I want to learn how to, because at this time I was probably like silver.
Yeah.
Like we're talking way back 2016.
Okay.
So when I had free time, I would hop on my PS4 and I'd play Rocket League. I'm like, I want to get better. I want to, so I found like Sunless Khan on YouTube. And then I found this guy, Derek, on Twitch. He's a Canadian guy who streams. Watched him for years.
Canadians are awesome, man. I love Canadians.
Oh, absolutely. From there, it kind of like switched over. I really didn't have any sort of way like to stream. I tried when I had my PS4 and I saw the way streaming was on PS4 and like it was decent.
Yeah.
But it's not like the best option.
Yeah.
But then I didn't know like, how to utilize social media for that. I didn't know how to utilize, any of that.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll just wait till I get a PC. Flash forward to probably about 2019-ish when I actually got this PC. And this isn't like any great PC. when I got it, it was i5 9600K.
Okay.
It still has that. GTA or not GTA, GTX 1060.
Mm-hmm.
So MSI Z370 motherboard. So
Yeah.
pretty decent. Like it's up there, but it's not the best.
Yeah.
So everything probably totaled out to about $1,100.
I mean, all reality, you don't need the fucking best to fucking be able to stream and
Absolutely
do
not.
and all that stuff. But it does help. But yeah, you know, what I mean, you don't need a fucking $30,000 fucking computer to stream and all that stuff. So
right. And even then, I didn't put in as much effort as I thought to even start streaming. Like I didn't even consider it when I was in the military because of how borked the internet is.
Yeah.
Like if it was raining, I couldn't even get online.
Oh shit.
Like that's how borked the whole internet system was, and they were trying to work on it, make it better, but like there was nothing you could do. So most days, like if it was raining, I would literally just sit on my phone and play games or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So from there, when I got out in May of 2020, is when I really started like streaming. I really started like paying attention to what I was doing, trying to utilize social media and whatnot. And it wasn't going as well as I predicted.
Right.
I was doing the things that normal people would do, hop into other people's streams, try to communicate with that self-promoting without the self-promoting. If that makes sense, trying to finesse some other viewers in rather than, being those people that like buy followers and buy viewers. Like I didn't want to do any of that. I wanted to put in the work, build my community to what it is now.
You have to grow your stuff organically. You can't rely on other people in a sense.
Right. So I tried growing it organically. It worked to the point for me to get affiliate, and now I'm sitting at about 200 followers on Twitch. So I'm not doing bad, but then again, I don't feel like I'm getting much value out of it because I'm not streaming as much anymore now that I work most of the time 38 hours a week. I know I'm getting
the one thing I'll give you advice for doing content is streaming is doing content too. Is have a consistent schedule for your audience. And stick to it. Don't make no fucking excuses. Stick to that fucking schedule.
That's where I'm having a lot of issues with now because I'm working. Is my schedule changes all the time.
Yeah.
Right. So there will be days like I want to say a couple days ago before today. I was actually a couple days ago. I was working 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. Right. So I typically have nights. Yeah. I typically work the night shift. Store closes at 10 p.m. So I worked 1 to 9. And the next day had to work 10 to 6. Having issues with Twitch and Streamlabs, so I couldn't stream any of those days. The 2 days before that I had off, but I was still having issues with Twitch and Streamlabs. So
what issues are you having?
It was the 2-factor authentication. I changed my phone number and I wasn't getting messages through my other phone number to try to switch my So in order to stream, I have to have that code.
Yeah.
And I wasn't getting the code, and they wouldn't send it to my email because I have access. Yeah, it's fixed as of today. It's fixed, so I can start streaming again.
Good.
But even with that COVID issues, I had to change my phone, so now I have a prepaid phone. But at least I now have something to at least come in contact with coworkers or my management if they need an extra person or something. And then now with the 2-factor authentication, like I can actually use this phone now. So
there you go. Yeah,
always
dude,
trying to.
there's gonna be road bumps, man. Just like I said,
Yep.
just don't give up, dude. Just
Yep,
that shit right there.
Just got to find a way around it.
Got to way around it. You know, me and P Stroke, you know, we stream. We fucking barely get any goddamn sleep when we do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there for a while. Stream until what 11:30 midnight every night, and I was up at 2:30 the next day to go to work by 4.
I mean, 9 times out of 10, I've been debating on streaming on the days that I work, like after I get off work.
That's what we do.
And recently, I've been really tired because coming from that environment and speaking to, there I'm speaking to customers all day. I'm trying to provide the best customer service that I can, and I feel like I do a pretty good job at it.
Yeah.
I've shown P Stroke and some of the guys in stream, or like in the streaming community. I've earned myself already less than 6 months working there several excellent customer service recognition awards. Like the district manager knows that like I'm really good at customer service, and it's something that I excel at. But going there, dealing with shit customers, and then trying to entertain people afterwards has proven a little bit difficult for me because I'm always talking.
Yeah.
So talking all day, then coming here and then trying to talk, I just don't want to do it.
I can understand that. I do it too, because I deal with customers and all that shit. Again, that could probably go back to just the different mindsets and different personalities that we have. With me, when I stream, I find it's stress relieving, and I really fucking enjoy it, and I get to really fucking be myself, and plus it puts a smile on people's face, and I get to help people out too.
Right.
So for me, it's just a big avenue for me to let all my shit out when I am streaming. I get to scream and just fucking go crazy and all that shit. So
the other thing is I feel I'm kind of limited, because I'm also, when I'm streaming, I'm trying to be respectful to my roommates, because I don't own this place. I understand. I'm living here at the time, so I feel like my content value, or like the value that I bring to stream, is a bit decreased from what it used to be.
Yeah.
Because of the simple fact that I'm just trying to be respectful to them.
I understand that. I totally understand that.
Yeah, that's how I am right now with luckily right now WAP's off as well, because I'm off due to Rona. But but like there's some nights where she goes to bed kind of early and I gotta kind of tone it down. And I mean, you guys both been in stream. I get pretty loud and pretty excited about different things.
Yeah, we know you're a screamer. So do you enjoy your full-time work, or do you enjoy streaming more?
It's kind of hard to say. I feel like
it sounds right now in your position of your journey through life, is you're trying to find out what your purpose is in life right now.
And that's exactly where my struggle is I want to see what I want to do. There's a lot of avenues I can take. Now that I've gotten out, I need to figure out what it is, because I've gone through this whole time of the purpose is already there.
Yeah.
I'm just going with the flow. Now it's, I can create my own path. Where do I go?
Yep.
And that's where I'm at right now.
And you're taking the steps towards, because a lot of people won't even take those avenues to do new things to try to find their purpose.
Right.
At least you're going through different avenues and trying different things and trying different experiences throughout your life to find that meaning of what the fuck, why am I here? I'm on this earth for a reason.
Right.
What the fuck is it for?
And originally, this job that I have at, a Walgreens, I never in my life would have ever seen myself working at a Walgreens.
Yeah.
but I can at least say now that I've been doing it for a while, A, I'm really good at it. B, I've never thought I'd have an enjoyable experience working in retail.
Yeah.
But this job has proven to be not only that, but then some. Yeah. My coworkers are awesome. My management's great.
Dude, if you enjoy it and fucking love it, run with that motherfucker full fucking on. Put everything that you fucking have into and just fucking go with it, dude.
Right. I originally got hired in like December, right before like the whole Christmas rush went through.
Mm-hmm.
So they hired me on as a temp, as like an extra worker or whatever. And I was like, okay, I'm going to focus, just do what I need to do. My main goal here is so that way I can be hired full time so I can keep working here.
Yeah.
Because if I don't, I now have to find another job and I don't know where to look.
Yeah.
So let's do that. Let's just try to get, that. Yeah. I got that a few weeks back.
Good. Hell yeah, dude.
So
congratulations.
Nice. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I went from working maybe 15, 20 hours a week to now anywhere between 30 and 38.
Yeah.
So
and it's nice that they've recognized you too, because I mean you're already not necessarily like employee of the month. They've already like awarded you with being good there, right?
Yeah, so there's no like employee of the month kind of thing, but they give you awards for customer service recognition. So basically, if you give out really good customer service, we have these like little surveys on the receipt, and a lot of people call in about those surveys.
Yeah.
And we get rated on how well we do. If a store does bad, it reflects.
Yeah.
So my main goal was I need to be the best customer service representative out there.
Mm-hmm.
Let me do what I do best. Get me out there. Let me handle these people and give them something good to talk about when they leave this fucking store.
Right.
And they've noticed that. They've taken effect to it. I've had a manager come up to me and personally say that I'm probably the best employee that they've had.
Awesome, dude.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome.
So I just try to keep that going with me.
Yeah.
And do at least what I can. I've had several people say that I should already be manager.
Yeah. How long have you worked there? Since December, right?
Yeah, since December.
Okay.
So I don't think I have the qualifications nearly enough for that.
Yeah, you're still pretty new there.
Yeah, I still feel myself as pretty new.
Yeah.
But I think with the discipline that I've been instilled with in the military
mm-hmm.
and whatnot, I do feel like I am a step above my peers.
Right.
In at least those categories.
Yeah. How old are you?
I'm 24.
Oh fuck! You still got your whole fucking life ahead of you.
Yeah, a lot of people like. I have a lot of these experiences, and from the stories and stuff that I've told y'all, and a lot of people are like, man, you must be like in your 30s. Nope, I'm 24 years old. I have a lot of time ahead of me.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. You still got a lot of fucking experiences to experience throughout your journey. So yeah.
Right.
You're just starting, brother. You're just starting out, man.
and I feel like I've taken at least a few steps in the right direction so far. So
you definitely have. Like I said, you're already searching for your purpose, and hopefully through working at Walgreens you find it, man.
Absolutely.
It sounds like you really love it and enjoy what you do there. So hopefully within that avenue, it directs you into the right path for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then hopefully with the software and stuff, we'll be able to get you as another avenue for you as well that you can follow.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because so far from what I've done for editing, it's again, it's been a blast.
Yeah.
Like putting everything together and doing it exactly the way I want it.
Yeah.
Versus me telling someone how to do it. You know, I feel like I have some control over, you know, at least what I can do.
Yeah. Have some control over your creative outlet and do what you want. Yeah, man, if you ever need some questions about editing and stuff, you know, I've done it for fucking like 7 years now. So
yeah,
I can teach you some stuff and all that stuff, dude. So don't be scared to reach out, man.
Absolutely. And even those, like, I'm gonna leave this first video. So like when I put out the first video, you know, feel free to, you know, let me know if there's anything like
definitely
you see that I can work on.
Definitely.
Because I feel like criticism is okay as long as it's constructive.
Yeah.
Like if it's one of those where it's like, hey, you're bad at this or whatever, like I don't see that as constructive, if you know what I mean. So if there's like anything I can do as far as like my editing side, like, hey, you could do this instead of this, or like make your transitions like a little cleaner, you know, like stuff like that, you know.
I'll teach you some shit, man. I know a little bit of tricks here, you know, that I've learned over the
years. Do you know one thing with like Rocket League montages? Because I have seen, being a Rocket League person, I've seen quite a few. Is like if you have music going with it, try to make the music match. So if like there's a drop, try to make it to where there's like you make a goal with that drop. Stuff like that. Make like the goals mixed with the music.
Yeah. And if you get a transition within the transition of the music, make that transition with the video.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely take a look into that. I'll probably take a look into my video as well and see if there's anything I can adjust to make it a little bit cleaner.
Yeah. And if you want to, man, when I'm editing some videos of my own, if you want to fucking sit in and kind of watch me how I do them, you're more than welcome to.
Awesome. I'll definitely appreciate that.